Bernie Sanders has always been fantastic at making the Republican Party look like the fools that they are. And in these next few minutes, he uses really just common decency to expose the hypocrisy of the GOP, and especially Markwayne Mullin, the senator from Oklahoma, who really just wants to teach the kids about Jesus.
Now, let me get to the point of my questions and kind of make a point here. When we're trying to federalize our education system, to me it sounds like we're trying to move more towards socialism. Because when you federalize an education system, you're standardizing what you're going to be teaching our kids and taking the parents out of the ability to have a say in it. And so I have a lot of concerns by this, and it still baffles me that the chairman of our committee, Health, Education, I'm going to put that big, Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee, that was appointed by our Senate Democrats, is a self-proclaimed socialist. I'm not just calling that. Chairman, you openly say that you're a socialist. In your book, Outsider in the House, the chairman says, Bill Clinton is a moderate Democrat. I'm a Democrat socialist. That's over our education system. I have a book here in front of me called Our Skin that has been endorsed by NACI. And I'm going to read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me? How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids, 3-year-olds who have no idea what race is, now all of a sudden is being taught that white people said this as a truth. Someone point at me that this being a truth, that white people developed race, that white people developed that all of a sudden that was our word that we developed. By the way, I'm Cherokee, Native American. I think we have experienced a little bit of racism before in my life, Chairman.
Senator Mullin.
So I ask everybody on the panel, which one is better to teach? This or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? Ma'am, I'll start down here. Just tell me which one. I don't have time for an
What I'll tell you, Senator Mullin, is that what children in these early years develop their identity. It's important that our classrooms are.
I'm just asking which one is better.
Let her answer the question, please.
My question is this.
She will answer it if she sees fit.
Which one is better?
It's important that children's identity and language and culture are recognized.
That's not answering my question.
And that's what creates strong executive function.
If you don't want to answer my question, that's fine. Let's move on down the panel. Which one is better to be taught? This book or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? That says everybody's skin doesn't matter. They're all precious in His sight.
I think it's important to teach that all children are seen and valued for who they are, and that's
so. But when you teach this, don't you think that other people are start saying that white kids are to blame?
I think it's important.
It's exactly what they're going to teach. It's exactly what it is, ma'am.
I disagree. First, it is important that we teach Jesus. And Absolutely. Jesus is what we teach.
So which one is better?
But the reality is.
So do you think this is
Could she answer the question, please?
I don't want reality. I'm asking the question, which one is better? That's exactly what it is.
Got it on tape.
Misspoke. So what I'm saying is which one is which? Which one is better to be taught, Mr. Chairman? Is it this or is it the Jesus?
Is your question directed to me or Ms. Mullin?
Well, you keep interrupting me saying they're not asking the question. And I wish you'd really stay out of my questions.
No. It's his question. He gets to dictate it.
Which one?
Not dictated. Ask the question.
Which one?
Talking to Ms. Mullin, right?
Yes.
As I stated, Jesus is always first.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So let me end with this because I still have more time because the chairman kept interrupting me. I'm going to close with 2 quotes. Okay? The first is from John Adams. It says, morality and virtue are the foundation of a republic and necessary for society to be free. The second one is from our socialist communist Joseph Stalin, that says education is a weapon whose effect depends on whose hands it is in and whom it is aimed. We got to be careful what we're trying to do here.
Okay, let me just thank all of the witnesses and just say this. This discussion and how we deal with childcare is a real reflection on our national priorities. We talk about our love for children. The future of America is our children. But we don't put that into effect when we pay childcare workers $12 an hour, when we charge parents rates that are unaffordable, when we don't have enough slots available for working families. I don't think it's too much to ask that in the richest country in the history of the world, all of our children, no matter where they live, no matter what their background is, get the quality child care, early childhood education they need in order to flourish in life. I don't think that's a radical, socialistic, if you like, statement. I think that's something that the vast majority of the American people believe in. So I think it's time we got our priorities right. And if we get our priorities right, we put children at the top of the list. We reform child care. Federal government has an enormously important role to play. Let me thank all of the witnesses for your testimony, for being here today. We appreciate it very much.
Now, everything Markwayne Mullin said there was just downright ridiculous, starting with the federalizing of the education system and its socialism. Those two things are incredibly different. Him calling Bernie Sanders just a socialist. Bernie Sanders has addressed this time and time again. Bernie Sanders is a democratic socialist. I suggest you, Markwayne, go back, do some research, kind of, understand that our federal government is not a socialist government and it's not a communist government. All three of those things are completely different. It's really interesting how Markwayne Mullin says that Bernie Sanders is reigning his socialist ideas over our education system, when Markwayne, you have the freedom to sit up there and blabber all you want to about Jesus being in schools because we are a democracy and because you have the right to do that. And if your ideas win and your ideas get more votes than Joe Biden's and Bernie Sanders, well, then you can implement your ideas to the extent that you want to with the liberal part of America pushing back against your ideas, just like you're pushing it back against liberal ideas, which, gotta say, you're losing because you're so ridiculous, and it's so easy to point out just how big of a hypocrite you are. You want to talk about how 3-year-olds don't need to be taught about white supremacy? Okay. Do they need to be taught about Jesus? I don't think 3-year-olds really need any of that. I think 3-year-olds need to learn how to color in the lines. But, you're just so set in your beliefs that, the woke liberal school system is out there to just convince your white children that they're baddies. Okay, calm down, Markwayne. Calm down. I really liked how the first expert witness who he asked the question to, whether or not they should have the lyrics of the Jesus song or what Bernie Sanders wants to teach about the truth about the history of race in the world. I like how she basically mocked him and said, teaching the truth to kids is what helps them develop strong executive function. Basically like, hey, Markwayne Mullin, your executive functions are lacking, buddy. And then Mullin is just like, he's so convinced that it's this attack on the white kids and that it's the white kids to blame. It's those white 3-year-olds, it's their classmates who minority children are going to look at, and they're going to blame those 3-year-olds for racial stereotypes and the way we look at race in the world. Mark Mullin, man, what are you talking about? Like, what world are you living in? And Markwayne Mullin, he really wants Jesus in schools, which is really funny because I thought it was us liberals who wanted to groom the children. Bernie Sanders' response is what makes the guy a national treasure. I mean, Bernie's just so amazing at calmly, rationally explaining how putting kids first, paying teachers solid wages is one of the best investments we can make. And that's really what they're there for. They're there to listen to the experts and not Markwayne Mullin. I mean, we'll listen to you, you know, and you'll go viral because you're so ridiculous, and you might get your campaign coffers, you know, filled because of this clip. But this is just a reminder how amazing Bernie Sanders is, and how, I mean, let's be real. We've got decisions to make every time we go vote. We could vote for the Markwayne Mullins of the world and watch our future generations just be completely lost. Or we can go with the experts. And so I'm going to play with you to end this video. This is Bernie Sanders after he wraps up the hearing. And of course, what does he do? He goes and he walks down and he shakes the witnesses' hands. And you can just really see that Bernie Sanders is just a genuine human being. And we're so lucky to have him. So if you guys agree, be sure to like the video. Thanks for watching. My name is Brendan Plank with Reflect here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this video. If you're on Facebook, be sure to like the video, and you can follow the page. If you want to become a member, which provides money for us to make videos on a monthly basis, you can do that on Facebook. You can also, on YouTube, you can subscribe to the page, like the video, and become a member over there as well. So thanks again for watching. Again, my name is Brendan Plank, and I'll see you in the next video.